Pull it down. Stop. Okay. Now let's put it on properly. Okay, so I set up my camera here so you can see what I'm doing. So you have to mount these on here. So I got this one mounted, just a couple of screws to hold it. This is the original plate from the controller. Now this one here, that's how it came. So in order to mount it, we need to isolate all this from touching any of that. So there's one hole, and I have these holes here I can utilize. So this is stuff from computer motherboards parts. So I have a standoff here, one of these, which so this, you can see that, okay, it has a metal thread here, and has a thread on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to use one of those and screw it in like this. Okay, like so. And now I just need to put a screw from this side into that, okay, to hold it. So this is the screw that was in there. It's a different screw. Okay, so need to find the right type of screw for that, and looks like this might be it here. Okay. Actually, it's a fine thread. I need a coarse thread. Okay. Well, I have lots of screws here. Just gotta find the right one, and it's gotta be. Actually, I got one right here. Computers. That's a collection of years of computer stuff, parts. Okay. Let's do this one. Okay. So that's holding it. Now, this here part is going to be set and not adjusted. So that's going to be set for 60 volts, as I mentioned in a diagram before, because the motor controls actually what the part that I got is 0 to 60. 0 to 60 volts DC in, not 90. The motor is 90 amp, not 90, sorry, 90 volts DC, 40 amps. But the DC motor control that I got is 0 to 16. Okay, and the AC motor controller, which is this small guy, which you just mounted, is 20 amp or 4000 watts up to 220 volts. I'm using 110 in, so I'm adjusting it for about 50 volts AC out, so that goes into the bridge rectifier here that converts it to DC. Okay, I have a capacitor to keep the voltage steady, clean, not rippling. And then we feed the output from here into this DC controller, so you can see DC 9 to 60 volts, 20 amps max. So that's where the motor gets connected on the green and blue. This here is a forward reverse, which we don't need in this case, but I may just leave it down here on the board. This control I'll have to bring up to the top where the person on the treadmill can adjust it, and actually I'll have to just switch to turn it on and off. Anyway, so I'll show all that later. Alright, so we got those mounted. Now we gotta wire it. Okay, let's zoom in a bit there. Okay, notice all the wiring here is temporary. This was just for testing. This is small wires, so I fired up my soldering station. I will take those off and put proper sized wires. Okay, so let's unscrew these guys. Okay, let's AC out. Alright, let's put this way. Out of the way. Okay, so now this is AC out, goes to AC in. we just did is connect the motor control, which is the out L, which is live, out N, which is neutral. Okay, then that goes right into bridge rectifier AC in. Okay, so that will give us a 50 volts AC in to the bridge rectifier. We're gonna have DC about 45 volts DC out, or between 50 and 60 anyway, into the DC control. Okay, so let's do that next. So on the motor, we get red and black in, so that's power coming in, so that's going to be coming out of the bridge rectifier, so plus minus. Okay, so that's it's not going to quite reach, is it? Well, I can fix that by turning it around. This. Okay, so plus is red. It's power in, so that's coming right from the bridge rectifier here, which has a cap on it. So I just need to solder that in there. So if you can't see everything, trying to let you see it and solder at the same time, so it might be kind of awkward. Okay, so that's plus, so the minus is black. That goes on this terminal. So that's DC in to here, so DC out goes to motor, that's these two terminals, so that's gonna go right onto the motor. So we'll have to no connectors on here to connect that. Okay. good. Okay, so far we've done, well, we didn't connect AC in, but AC in is going in here. Okay, and that's going to come from the treadmill 120. Okay, then we have the pot, which is here, and that's just set at about 50 to 60 volts. I don't need the full output of the motor, because this is for my wife and she has issues walking, so she definitely is not gonna use the fast speeds. Okay, just gotta go nice and slow and easy. Alright, so that's gonna be AC in. We already have AC out wired to the bridge rectifier. AC in, okay, DC out is the red and black, and also the cap on there, so that's going into the DC motor control. Okay, you can see here, red in, black in, okay, out, green and blue. So that's it as far as wiring here and mounting. So this now goes in the treadmill, and yeah, we gotta do some wiring there. Alright, so we'll see you later. So as I said, we're gonna mount spades on here. This is going to the motor. We're gonna crimp these guys. Better crimpers. These wire strippers, and the crimping is now very good because it's on this side, so there's no power transfer. So I'll use this guy here. Okay, that's good. Always give it a little tug. Okay, so we're ready to wire it up to the treadmill and try it again, and then do the final where we're going to put this control up where the person is hanging on to, close to the control board or control center up top. Okay, all right. Okay, so to recap, we have all this wired up. Okay, so just how the motor out, which is these two spades go into the existing wires going to the motor, and AC in, which is going to be coming on these two terminals from the control on the treadmill, that goes to a switch and a fuse breaker. All right, so we'll continue that there. So this here is power out, going to the switch.